What's up, guys? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I went to a chiropractor today. Anybody that's been following my videos recently will notice that I've been pretty down in most of them, and it's been a very long week, and it's been a very crying week. I've been an emotional wreck most of this week, mainly because of my back, and I might as well start from the front for people that haven't seen the video yet. Basically, about 8 months ago, I did a video called The King of All Jumping Jacks. And during that video, I fell on my right knee. And in the process, I ended up, making my right leg go numb. Fast forward, about 3 months later, I end up buying a truck. And that truck is basically a 2012 F-150. And that truck, pretty much the seat, started hurting my right leg. And I kind of put it in with the other one, where I figured it was that right leg that would go numb. I figured the seat's affecting it more and more and more. Well, over time, I start to realize that my back is starting to hurt. Well, in the process of constantly putting pressure on that nerve or that sciatic nerve, I've actually put some pressure on the rest of my back. And my back was really, really tight and tense. And the pain was almost like a spider pain. Like you could feel all the blood going through my back and it was burning. So I decided to go do something about it. And there was a couple routes that you could go. There's hypotherapy, which basically tells you there's nothing wrong with you. There's an orthopedic. I think I said that wrong. The back doctor. A guy that actually goes to a back and is a doctor. Gives you anti-inflammation drugs and stuff like that. And then there's the urban witch doctor, the chiropractor. I've heard from a lot of people chiropractors pretty much are one of the leading causes of curing pinched nerves, which is what I thought I had. So I basically go and get a chiropractor, and he tells me that he has nothing for me. He can't help me until I get an x-ray. And that x-ray, I had to go find an x-ray machine capable of doing a 400-pound man. And so I basically had to go pay $150 to a guy across the street that actually had a medical degree, and he gave me a referral to get an x-ray. So I went and got the x-ray and went back today. What the x-ray ended up saying is I have a fracture on the L4 vertebrae, and that fracture also has bone spurs on it. And that most likely happened when I worked at a company called MetGlass. I ended up falling on a scaffold that got pulled up by a crane, and I fell about a story and I hit my back on the safety rails. I didn't get it checked out at the time because it didn't hurt at the time, and I should have got it checked out irregardless, because I never kind of understood why people get stuff checked out even when they are plainly not hurt, because sometimes you get hurt and you don't realize it. Sometimes the pain isn't evident right then, and irregardless, that fracture isn't what's causing the pain. I mean, the fracture is probably part of it. But what ended up causing the pain was basically me pivoting and pivoting and pivoting to the point that my lower back, the spine of my lower back was actually twisted. I did a video on the GoPro because people asked me to do this as a real life video, and it failed horribly because the GoPro audio sucks. So it just nowhere close to being good enough for YouTube. And I basically showed how it was, but basically you got to think, you got two plates like revolving doors, or two discs, or when we're talking about the spine, and one disc can move freely while the other disc gets caught on the disc that can move freely. So because they're not parallel anymore. One's parallel, one's diagonal. So that one that's diagonal is actually twisted about 2 millimeters. So you basically had to line it up, and that's what he did today. He lined up the disc. And him lining that disc up almost automatically took the fiery sensation out of my back. It felt like somebody was stepping on my back, and when he got done, it felt like somebody just took the foot and pulled it off. It was like a big, big sigh of relief. And what this basically told me was that I need to treat my back better. Don't get me wrong, I am by no means a person that would, when I went to work or did a heavy labor job, I'd be that guy that's ready to just pull everything up with his back and go with it. I've seen those people all the time on my 4 or 5 year tenure at MetGlass, and I would always tell them, look, dude, it's not worth it to fuck your back up to try to impress a boss man that probably hasn't turned a wrench in 5 years himself. What you got to do is you got to basically take the extra time to do the job right. If you need a forklift, go get a forklift. They're designed to pick up heavy shit. If you need a crane assistance, go get a crane assistance. You know what a crane is designed to do? Pick up heavy shit. That's what these machines are made for, to pick up stuff that you don't have to. Just because you can pick something up doesn't mean you should. For example, you might be able to pick up a 150-pound table by yourself and put it on your back and carry it into a house. Does that mean you should pick up a 150-pound table? No. And I was the kind of... back when I was young, I was the kind of guy that did that. But as I grew older, I realized my back was more and more important. And when my buddy Doug, kind of fell out work with his back, it even became more important to me. I'm like, I don't want to be that guy with a crippled, broke down back. Oh, some other things in my back was I have a touch of arthritis, and also the bones in my back actually are thicker than they should be because of his pulling too much calcium to it. I forgot what he called it. But my buddy Doug, he had his back blowout on a JLG, which, the JLG is what finished it off, but what really did it was him running the jackhammer 4 or 5 days a week. And it got me thinking, I'm like, dude, this guy's like 35 and his work career is almost done with because of his back. Your back is so important to everything you do. You don't really realize how important, a back is until it gets to the point of you can't work no more. And I was the kind of guy that would like lean and slouch and, fall. Like when I would drive, I would lean on the console. My chair would be way back in a reclined position. I'd have my spine curved. I'd drive with one hand and, I'd just basically chillaxing. I've started not chillaxing. I started, driving with my spine straight, using 2 hands and looking like that old man that you see in like the American Beauty movies or the cheerleader movies, the father figure driving on nerdy like. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's healthy for your back, and it's not going to cause problems. Because if I got arthritis in my back now at 26, what is my back going to look like at 40? And that also got me thinking about other things in life. Like, what's going to happen to me if I don't get this weight off me, in the next year or so? What's my knees going to look like? Let's say I'm 26 now. What am I going to look at 36 if I had to carry 400 pounds around on old aging knees for another 10 years? I don't think my body could handle it. I think my knees would blow out. I could almost guarantee my knees would blow out. And that right there pretty much strengthened my resolve that I have to lose this weight this year. And it's like a wake-up call. I don't know if this is a blessing or not because it's giving me a wake-up call, but I look at life entirely different now after this week because of this, close injury that could have been this injury could have been a catastrophe. I mean, I could have had to have decompression surgery. Hell, I'm still not out of the woods yet. I mean, I'm feeling a lot better already after one visit, but I got to give the 2 weeks. For the 2 weeks hanging up, he's got to find the other problem. And I still might have a pinched nerve, but hopefully in the 2 weeks that I go through this doctor, because it's going to be an expensive 2 weeks because it's like $45 a visit and I got to go like 6 times. That alone is like almost $300 just to get this fixed. Not to mention the, $400 I've already spent. So it's still going to cost me like $700 for the next 2 weeks of back treatment. But it's kind of shown me that I need to, be more preventative, be more careful, and don't let somebody else, take something away from me by pushing me when I don't need to be pushed. Basically, what I'm trying to say is do things right. If there's a reason why they tell you to bend your legs when you pick up a box. There's a reason why you wear a weight belt when you lift weights. There's a reason why there's lumbar support in cars. There's a reason for all this. And don't think because you're young that it's not for you and it's for the old person. It's so you don't become that old person that has the hunched up back. I don't want to be a 35-year-old man or 40-year-old man with a hunched back and blown out knees. And, all I have is a fleeting dream. So I've got to take care of myself now. And another thing this thing helped me realize is who actually is there for you when you're actually in a time of need. And I like to thank all you guys out there that supported me. I like to thank everybody that, sent me messages. I like to thank, you know, pretty much all the doctors that took their time to actually look at my x-rays yesterday and give me their opinion. I appreciate it more than you know. And I really love you guys. Thank you for watching my video. The gameplay is by the Killer Tank. This was given to me a long time ago. He gave me a bunch of gameplays to use. And you can check his channel out in the description if you'd like to see more high kill gameplay. Peace, people.